Hi, welcome to Introduction to Ecology for AP Biology. This is Miss Vitale. Your summer assignment was to catch a fish and to examine the environment the fish lived in. Ecological systems comprise of organisms plus their external environment. Ecology studies the interactions of organisms and their environment. This includes abiotic or non-living components and biotic or living components. Ecological systems can be large or small. A system is an organized whole with interacting parts. Within an ecosystem, there is a biological hierarchy. Let's begin with an organism. That's an individual living thing. Individual organisms remove materials and energy from their environments and convert them into forms that can be used by other organisms. Their presence and activities modify their environment. How does a plant, a bird, a bacteria, or yourself interact with your environment? Individual organisms are part of a population. A population is a group of individuals of the same species that live, interact, and interbreed in a particular geographic area at the same time. A population is the smallest unit that can evolve. Individual organisms do not evolve. A community consists of all of the interacting populations within a geographic area. In other words, all of the different living things in an ecosystem make up the community. So as I mentioned, an ecosystem contains the community and all the physical factors or non-living things that organisms interact with. Ecosystems connect to form a landscape. On the largest scale, all of the organisms and environments on the planet create the biosphere. The biosphere is made up of different biomes. A biome is a distinct environment that is inhabited by similar organisms. Terrestrial biomes include rainforests, deserts, tundra, and others, but the biome concept can be extended to aquatic environments as well. The primary difference between aquatic biomes is salinity. This distinguishes fresh water, like streams, ponds, and lakes, from salt water, which is also called marine, like oceans and salt lakes, and estuaries, where fresh and salt water mix at the mouth of a river. Stillwater biomes, like lakes and oceans, can be divided into water depth zones. Shallow regions near the shore are called littoral zones or intertidal zones. Dissolved oxygen levels can be high here because surface water contacts with air often, and the shallow wave actions also help to mix the air and the water more quickly. Light can only penetrate water for a short distance. Photosynthetic organisms are confined to this area called the photic zone. In open water, the limatic zone is in lakes and the pelagic zone is in oceans, and they mostly contain photosynthetic phytoplankton. Below the reach of light is the aphotic zone. The lake or ocean bottom is the benthic zone. Organisms that make their own food are called producers or autotrophs. These are primarily plants, algae, and some bacteria. Organisms that feed on others are called consumers or heterotrophs. These include herbivores, which eat plants or algae, omnivores that eat plants and animals, and carnivores that eat animals. Which one are you? The particular environment in which an organism lives is its habitat. The set of physical and biological conditions a species requires to survive, grow, and reproduce is a niche. Organisms have adaptations that help them to better survive and reproduce in their environments. Remember that a community includes all interacting species in an area. These interactions are extensive. A food web looks at these interactions in terms of the flow of energy and material through the community. A food web is a diagram that links organisms vertically based on who eats who. A trophic level includes a group of organisms united by obtaining their energy from the same part of a food web in a community. Most biologically available energy enters a community via photosynthetic organisms. Photosynthetic organisms use solar energy to make carbohydrates that fuel their metabolism. They are converted they are considered primary producers because they convert the energy and sunlight into a form that can be used by the rest of the community. Remember, they are also called autotrophs. In a food web, primary producers are on the bottom and are eaten by primary consumers, or heterotrophs, and are therefore herbivores. Omnivores also eat primary producers and other animals, so they feed from multiple trophic levels. Primary carnivores eat herbivores and are also considered secondary consumers. In turn, primary carnivores are eaten by tertiary consumers, or secondary carnivores. Finally, decomposers called saprobes feed on dead organic matter and are the final step in the food web. Decomposers are primarily fungi and bacteria.